Christopher Gators, Minneapolis Police Department Assistant Chief, GAITERS. At this point today, we don't have a lot of information to give you, but what we do want to do is give you the information we do have and can talk about. Today, our officers around 12:45 p.m. responded to a 911 call. The 911 call was regarding a 3-year-old who had been shot. When our officers did respond to the 2300 block of Jefferson Street Northeast, they found that a 3-year-old had indeed been shot. They rendered medical aid along with other emergency medical personnel, and the 3-year-old was transported to the hospital, where unfortunately the 3-year-old died. We are currently investigating this situation and learning more as we go, but please understand that the investigation is very new. And there isn't a lot that has been obtained so far, but our investigators are on scene and working diligently to make certain that we find out what has actually taken place. I want you to keep in mind that please understand that with compassion, we are investigating this case. We are working, as I said, diligently to find out what happened to this child. Currently, not a ton of information, but what we do know is that a child is deceased, and we're looking for witnesses, any help from the public with any information, and any information will be beneficial to the case. In short, that's what we have at this time, unless you have any other questions for me.
Can you talk about the circumstances that might have led to this child being shot? Was this an accidental shooting? Did the child shoot himself?
We are currently trying to figure out if a crime has been committed or if it's an accidental incident that has taken place. We are, as we continue to investigate, we are looking for any indicators of how exactly this incident took place and the loss of a child's life. But at this time, we don't have any solid answers, and we hope to find that out as we continue the investigation.
Where was the 911 call from? Was it from a neighbor, a family member or relative of the 3-year-old?
This 911 call, our understanding, is from someone, an adult, who was with the child.
Would you mind repeating, just because the chaos with the bus coming by, you're looking into seeing if this was an accidental shooting? Do you know where the gun came from, who the gun belonged to?
Correct.
Did the child have the gun?
We're looking in the investigation, we're looking to see if this was an accident or if it was purposefully done. We, at this time, do not know that. We are trying to figure that out, and our investigators are working very hard to try to figure out how exactly this all came to fruition.
Do you have reason to believe that the child might have shot himself?
At this point, we don't have any reason to believe one way or the other. We're waiting for the investigators to let us know that after speaking with individuals and figuring out what's inside the crime scene and how things actually came about during the incident.
Did this happen inside an apartment unit here? Was it outside in the general area?
Inside a residence.
How many shots, type of gun?
At this point, it is unclear how many shots were fired and what type of gun. We are still waiting to see what the investigators have found out about the initial investigation, and we'll know that in reasonable time.
And is this the child's primary place of residence?
At this point, we don't know if it's the primary residence of the child.
Has anybody been taken into custody?
At this point, no one is under arrest. We are investigating and trying to figure out exactly what has taken place and why it took place. I will say this, that we, as a police department, will stand along by the family. This is a very serious incident. You're talking about the life being lost of a 3-year-old child. A child has lost their life today. And what we're going to do is we're going to work with the public, we're going to work with the family. It's a very difficult time, but as we do that, we want to make certain that we are making sure that we're getting all of the information and putting into the case and evaluating it and vetting the information to make certain that we find out exactly what has taken place.
Are you looking actively for suspects in this shooting?
At this time, it's very early. Obviously, we want to know what has taken place, whether or not a person is, someone who happened to be there, or if the person is intentionally has done something or not. We'll let the investigation tell us what the outcome will be. At this point, we're merely just trying to figure out exactly what happened, so we can move forward in the investigation and obviously let the public know.
Was there a
How'd the call
parent?
come in though, officer? I mean, they must have said something, either my child's been shot or...
Yeah, from
How
what
did the
I
call
know,
come in? Yeah.
what I know at this point is a 911 call came in, and as the 911 call came in, it was that a child had been shot, and officers responded along with EMS personnel and rendered aid, and that child was taken to the hospital and unfortunately had died.
Was the child at home with a parent or guardian at the time?
What we know at this point is the child was home and there was an adult present, and that's what we know at this point.
Any other kids present too in that same unit?
I don't have that information at this time.
One more question.
Is this a little boy, or is it a young boy?
The gender is male.
All right. Thank you, everybody.